remove your hats as we honor America and those who support our freedoms at home and abroad with a presentation of our national anthem.
Ain't this what they've been waiting for? You ready?
Palmetto Prep and Omega Prep to kick off this 2023 season. It's the Minutemen and the Bulldogs from Brooklyn Casey High School. Chris Sheeman, glad to be with you for our third year together calling Minutemen action. And this season opener delayed by a week as we had a cancellation a week ago. Today, very hot day, 93 degrees, mostly sunny skies. We do have some potential for weather in the area, about a 30% chance around 4 p.m., and that ups as the evening goes on. So hopefully a quick moving game. Otherwise, we could potentially see some delays later on this afternoon. So, Minutemen, as you see them there, walking out to meet Omega Prep for the coin toss in this brand new 2023 season. One change, I mentioned it's our third year together. This is the first year I'm not actually there. I'm nowhere near South Carolina anymore. I moved back to Ohio back in July, and the folks at Palmetto Prep were nice enough to collaborate with me so that I can bring in this game from downtown Cleveland, Ohio. How about that? So with that said, we might have a few kinks to work out here and there through today's broadcast because it is the first one that we're doing in this fashion. So just bear with us if we do have any kind of problems. But hopefully smooth sailing. Everything up until testing and earlier today has gone fairly well. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we have no issues as we take a look at the coin toss to see who's got the ball. Looks like Palmetto Prep won, and they're going to defer. So that means Omega Prep will get the football first, and we're just about set to get underway. Palmetto Prep and Omega Prep are meeting for the first time, and Palmetto Prep will be at home this week, and then they kind of ping-pong. So on the road at Brevard Labor Day weekend, then back home September 10th against St. Augustine's JV team. We'll have that for you. Back on the road for the rival game against Myrtle Beach at the beach September 17th, and then rematch against Brevard coming up on the 24th of September. So ping-ponging, a lot of home games to wrap up the season. In fact, 4 of the 5 Sundays in October will be here at Brooklyn Casey, and we will have all of those games for you, by the way, on YouTube Live. I mentioned the weather. I mentioned 93 degrees, mostly sunny. Now, we've been in the 90s before, folks. That's not out of the realm. Omega's from the Atlanta area, so I'm sure they've dealt with heat in the past, but it's not just the temperature, it's that stifling heat that is built in those folks in Texas and other parts southwest of us and of South Carolina, of course, dealing with the bulk of that. That is the heat that has kind of moved in. So there's a couple of things to look out for, keeping everybody hydrated, keeping everybody as cool as possible, trying to avoid those cramps that can happen. And I always like to warn people as well that the first game of the year in post-grad prep football, folks, settle in. We're going to see a lot of penalties likely today. These two teams playing in that first game, it's always a crapshoot as far as that goes. So Nate Branch, the wide receiver from Lower Richland, is going to kick things off here for the Minutemen to open up 2023. Glad that you folks can be with us here this afternoon as the Minutemen get things finally underway here this season. Tyson Walters is back for Omega as we're underway here in 2023. Going to be taken by one of the up men, and it looks like the 20-21 yard line is where Omega will take over. Other thing, folks, about post-grad football is the broadcaster does not get starters from the opposing team, so I'm going to need a couple of minutes here just to kind of figure out who's on the field. So bear with me. So it looks like Peyton Consol is going to get the start at quarterback. Peyton Consol from New York, and he also played at Tennessee Valley Prep. It's a 2-back set for the Bulldogs here on first down. And not a bad read there. Jaden Martin making the stop on that first down run by the running back. That was Omari Carter. So already disciplined from the corners. You like that defensively for the Minutemen. It's going to be second down. We'll call it 11 now for Omega Prep. So Omari Carter gets the start at running back. Receivers nearest us is Trevante Jackson, number 24, and Nicholas Dixon. Consol looking to throw. Pocket collapsing, has to get rid of it, and that was almost picked off. So almost picked off by Ian Rampart, and some nice pressure there by Jabari Collins. Let's see if we can run that one back. You can see that pocket collapsing very quickly for Peyton Consol, as it'll be third down and 11 when we come back. They're still huddling, so very quickly, the blocking on that left tackle side, left guard side, I should say, not doing so much. So third down and 11, just underway, opening drive of the game, no score. Peyton Consol in the shotgun again. Here comes the blitz. He slings it to the far side, and that'll be incomplete. So negative yardage on the opening drive for Omega Prep. And some really nice defense by the Minutemen here in these first 3 plays. As we take another look at the blitz here. Forcing that quick throw, and the play never really able to develop there for the Bulldogs, as the Minutemen playing aggressive. It's always interesting to see who's doing the kicking for post-grad football teams, ladies and gentlemen, and I believe it's Kendall Hilton. He's one of the defensive ends getting ready to punt it away here. This is another thing you're going to see a lot in this first game, and a lot of subs, a lot of delay of games, a lot of early timeouts, guys not sure where to go. You saw that late sub there by Omega, and they're just going to take that delay of game penalty. So opening minutes of this one, Omega's going in the wrong direction. Now they'll be punting from the 14-yard line now. Rushes on. That might have been blocked. It bounces at the 40, and the Minutemen are going to have great field position here to start things off.
Down at the 44-yard line of the Bulldogs.
And again, folks, bear with me as I got to write down. Here's how normal broadcasting works. Like, so you're watching ESPN, or maybe you watched the Notre Dame game on NBC yesterday. They give you a chart, and they give you all the names beforehand. Well, in my case, I got to fill this out as I go. I can't tell you the Palmetto Prep starters. Kevin Roletter is my best friend in the whole world. Kyle Hawkins is the quarterback from Ravenscroft in Raleigh, 1,900 yards passing, 26 touchdowns as a senior. And the first running back we'll see today, number 12, is Laquan Lemon. Low snap and smart play there by Kyle Hawkins. So, again, we talked a little bit about the penalties. We talked a little bit about the starts. Centers and quarterbacks got to get together. These first games of post-grad football, it's an adventure, ladies and gentlemen. So now Palmetto Prep goes backwards into its own territory here on this 2nd down and 19. So Kyle Hawkins can really sling it. Carter Barnes and DJ Alston will come in at various points as well. Better snap that time. Hawkins gets protection. A little screen pass is complete to Lemon. Lemon's on the move. He's at the 40. He's at the 30. 20, and he's taken down in the red zone. Laquan Lemon from up in the Syracuse area.
Number 12, Laquan Lemon on the catch.
Opening drive for Palmetto Prep now. It's 1st down already as you see the end of the pass play here. Cameron Warbarton is now in at running back as he gets the handoff, bulldozes ahead, and takes it to the 10-yard line. Cameron Warbarton. He's a 3A. Or a 3-star, recruit. Chiktawage. I hope I got it right, New Yorkers. Quick play there, and a gain of a couple of yards on the keeper there by Kyle Hawkins. 3rd and 1. At the 8-yard line now for Palmetto Prep. Looking to score on the opening drive. This Warbarton, he's got a fullbacker's, body. So let's see if they don't try to run him here on 3rd and short. That's exactly what they do. He goes to the right side, and he's going to the house. Maybe. No, he got tripped up. Touchdown saving tackle there by Jalen Askew for Omega. But it is 1st down and goal for the Minutemen. Ball at the 2-yard line. We're just underway. It's the opening drive of the game for the Minutemen after Omega Prep went 3 and out. So Warbarton stays out there. Kyle Hawkins in the shotgun. And the receivers on the near side, Jeremy Thompson is one of them. They're going to give it to Warbarton, and he takes it right to the house for a 2-yard run. Touchdown Minutemen as they quickly get on the board on their opening drive. It's a 2-yard run by Warbarton. Laquan Lemon's big screen pass and run set that play up, and then Warbarton just bulldozing his way to the end zone. And how about this? Nolan Bierman. The Bierman's out there to kick the extra point to try to make it 7-0. And he does. Nolan Bierman, the linebacker from up the road in Chapin, makes it 7-zip Palmetto Prep. We'll be back with the kickoff here in just a moment.
Excellent.
I didn't say Simon Says.
A 2-yard touchdown by Cameron Warbarton. 7-0 Palmetto Prep. There's the updated schedule again for all of September and then into October. And you can see it kind of ping-pongs. We'll be with you again September 10th. St. Augustine's JV team comes in. All the ones that say YouTube Live we'll have for you. I don't know what the road teams do. I know Brevard does a stream, so they'll have their stream for you. So 10:54 to go here in this opening quarter. And is this an onside kick? What was that, ladies and gentlemen? So it's an illegal touch, so they say at the stadium. All right. That's a new one. I think they were trying to either pooch it or onside kick it. So we have adventures in kicking already. Nolan Bierman looking good on his first extra point try. And then I thought it was going to be Kyle Booth to do the kickoffs, but instead it's Nate Branch. So Omega Prep gets a beautiful gift, courtesy of Palmetto Prep here with 10 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Peyton Consol remains the quarterback, and I believe Karan Davis is in at running back. Set the defense for Palmetto Prep, too, as we have lots of movement. Up front, number 99, KJ Haynes. Number 52, Amari Mills. Number 84, Jabari Collins. We've already called his name. The linebackers, number 5, Devon Eldridge. Number 40, Ian Rampert. Number 13, Caleb Smith. And number 27, Nolan Bierman. In the secondary, the corners, number 24, Jaden Martin. Already made a nice tackle for a loss. And the right corner, number 22, Amari Gooden. The safeties, Sidney Webb, number 6, and number 21 is Zaires Ruff. So 1st and 15 now after the penalty. Consol looking to throw on the near side, being hounded again, and it's that pressure for Palmetto Prep. They keep forcing it. They were looking for Cummings over across the middle, but if you're a quarterback and you can't get yourself set, it's just one of those things. You're up a creek already. So Dixon and Cummings, the receiver. The tight end is number 88. That's Andrew Berger. Also out there at wide receiver, number 21 is Jalen Askew. Uh-oh, that was, I think Palmetto Prep might have jumped there. Let's see how this all plays out. The Omega center went down. Did he draw him or not? Okay, so it was on Palmetto Prep, and I think they got that call right. It was fairly obvious. Number 56 for Palmetto Prep is in. That's Reginald Anderson, so extra defensive lineman for the Minutemen. So back to 2nd and 10, just like that. Meanwhile, I don't think we've had a lot of time come off the clock. Console throws it complete, and a nice grab by Cummings over on the near side at the 22-yard line.
For a gain of 10 yards.
Jamison Cummings
That'll be a first down.
with a really nice grab there. Good eye to stay in bounds. I got to say nice things about him because I know his grandma's watching. She was texting me last night. If I say one bad thing, she's going to come to Cleveland and whack me right upside the head with her purse or something. So we're working on the scoreboard at the stadium, by the way, folks. Nice play over on that right side. Kevin Nelson making a great defensive play over there while I was being goofy. He, from Naples, Florida, 96 tackles and 5 interceptions in 30 varsity games at First Baptist in Naples. Oh, thinking about you all in Florida. About to get pounded again. Another storm is coming. It's that time of the year. It's been really quiet. Columbia's going to get some rain out of that, I think. 2nd down and 10. Another flag is down. What did I tell you, folks? This time it's a false start. New running back is in. I think it's Tyson Walters. Is that a 5? I don't have a 6 on my roster from Omega, so I can't tell you who that is. Sorry, folks. First game of the year, the jerseys are all over the place. It's total chaos in post-grad football, these first games, I'm telling you. So, back and forth we go with the penalties. Console gets the snap. Pressure again. Pumps it up. Passes high and incomplete. Looking for Dixon on the near side. Yeah, that is a number 6. And I don't know, y'all. Grandma Cummings, if you know who number 6 is, text me. So 3rd down now and 15. Definitely 4-down territory here. Ball at the 27-yard line. So if you're Omega, you don't have to go for it all right here. Blitz is on again. This aggressive defense. Pass is complete, and I'll pop over on that far side. It'll be 4th down and 9. So Tyson Walters, evidently is number 6.
From the Minutemen, 22-yard line.
Yeah, they moved it back a little further than I thought. I thought it was going to be 4th and 9. Looks like it's more like 4th and a longer 10. So 9:23 remaining here in this opening quarter. Looks like we lost the audio from the stadium, so we'll try to get that back. Console pressured, dropped it, fumble. It's picked up by the Minutemen. Palmetto Prep. I believe that was Reginald Anderson on that initial play. So the Minutemen are going to take over. We've got some technical issues, folks. I'm going to take a brief break and come back to you here in just a moment. All right, we got the audio back. Chris Sheeman here with you. There's my shameless self-promotion. So 9:03 to go here in quarter number one. Minutemen back on offense. Great opening drive, had good field position, started inside Omega Prep territory. Play action, and the pass is complete to the right side out to the 30, 40, 45, and taken out of bounds. It's Kiki Hippolyte, product of Venice, Florida, and he's a 2021 8A state champ. So Palmetto Prep's offense is cooking with grease here in this opening quarter, as we're 8.5 to go in quarter number one. They've got it already at the 49-yard line. Low snap, no trouble for Hawkins. Another pass is complete. This time it's Caden Forbes, I believe that is, and he takes it all the way down to the 25-yard line. Correction, that's Kiki Hippolyte again. My apologies. So Hippolyte with a couple of really nice grabs here. He's going to go get a breather. Coming in for him is Jeremy Thompson, as Thompson trots out to the far side. Kareem Hathcock is in at running back. 3-star out of Buffalo, New York. Over 1,240 yards in 22 varsity games. So first appearance for him, we saw Lemon and Warburton on the opening drive. Another throw, and this time it's going to be a sack. So Hawkins goes down. There's a flag down. Nice pressure. Omari Carter, listed as a running back. He's 5'11", 175. He was not challenged. Need to set the starters, by the way, for Palmetto Prep. Bad time to do it for the offensive line, but on left tackle, number 55, Krishawn Saunders. Left guard, 58, Stetson Proctor. The center's number 54, that's Josh Sams. Right guard, number 66, Myron Richardson, and then the right tackle is number 62, Jaden Scott. We'll see a little bit of Scott maybe at center. Josh Leba will come in at right tackle to spell him at various points. The receivers, Kyle Booth, number 15. Number 80 is Calvin Gilbert. Kiki Hippolyte, we've seen him make 2 big catches and runs on this drive. Jeremy Thompson is out there with Gilbert, slotted to Gilbert's right. Nate Branch is the slot receiver over on the far side. So 7:27 to go. Kyle Hawkins remains the quarterback. It was a Warburton 2-yard touchdown run on the opening drive at the 10:46 mark for the Minutemen. Looking for more here. And that pass a little bit low. Looking for Thompson.
3rd down and long.
That'll bring up 3rd down and 10. Kiki Hippolyte coming back in. Keep your eye on him. He's going to be slotted next to Titus Myers over on that right side. Nate Branch also slotted to the right as well. The lone receiver is Gilbert on the left. See how much more competent I sound when I have the information. Kyle Hawkins, 3rd and 10. Quick throw in 4-down territory. It was 3rd and 15, my apology. So Nate Branch makes the catch. It'll be 4th down and 12, roughly. In 4-down territory, certainly. You won't see a lot of field goals at this level. That does not happen really at the post-grad level. Sometimes some post-grads will have kickers, but it's rare. Clock continuing to move. 6:37 to go in the first quarter. Hawkins directing traffic. Same set. Quick pass goes to Hathcock, and he is wrapped up. Nice defensive play by Shavon Hutchinson, product of Rockdale in Alabama, I believe. So, Minutemen come up empty. They do lead at 7-0, though, on the Warburton 2-yard touchdown. And it will be Omega Prep to go back on offense with 6:26 to go here in this opening quarter. Chris Sheeman, glad to be with you from the home studios in Cleveland, Ohio. You and I are watching Palmetto Prep and Omega Prep, both teams their first games here in 2023 from Brooklyn, Casey, in Casey, South Carolina. But if you're not from the area, it's Columbia, just across the river from downtown Columbia, and USC is also across the river from there. Peyton Consall remains at running back. It looks like Walters, is the running back, and Peyton Consall the quarterback. I think I got that wrong still. Well, the pass is complete to whoever the running back is, and he is going to be stopped well in the backfield. That's going to be a loss of 6 yards all the way back to the 24-yard line.
Number 56, Reginald Anderson.
Reginald Anderson, that's the second or third time already we've called his name today. So Anderson, shout out to you in D.C., Roosevelt. We got a couple Roosevelt products, Anderson and Juan Pratt on offense. Anderson, his senior year, 56 tackles, 6 of them for losses, and 12 sacks at Roosevelt up in the District of Columbia. Omega was trying to make a sub there. Now they stop it. So everybody's set here on second down now and 6. Now they're going to bring the sub in. Oh, my goodness. I told you. I warned y'all. We got a timeout. Omega's going to burn one here at the 5:28 mark, and let's all take a break and come back in 30 seconds.
I didn't say Simon Says.
Welcome back, everybody. It is a second down and 16 now at the 24-yard line for Omega Prep. Chris Sheeman back here with you. Thanks for hanging out with me on a Sunday afternoon. These first couple of games for the Minutemen, we usually always have a nice size audience. Folks getting ready for the college football season. That shuffle pass is going to be incomplete as more pressure from the Minutemen. This Minutemen front line, again, Mills, Reginald Anderson, Collins we've seen, and KJ Haynes, Byron Jones as well, all doing great work. Jacob Watt is in at linebacker, by the way, alongside Caleb Smith. So third down and 16 now for the Bulldogs. Peyton Consall and the offense with some work to do. Can they give the young man time to throw? That's the task right now for this front line. Quick throw is going to be bounced incomplete. It was intended for Shavon Hutchinson.
Fourth down and long upcoming for Omega Prep.
So Omega's going to have to punt it here. Trying to see who's going to kick it. I believe it's Kendall Hilton. The pooch, Sidney Webb, it goes over his head. That was a great kick, but he picks it up at the 27, takes it to the 30, 40, 45, inside Omega territory. So a great kick, but terrible coverage, and Sidney Webb with a nice return for the Minutemen, who will once again have it inside Omega territory. Folks, it's been a week for the Minutemen family. We're thinking about our buddy and our leader, Wes Dorton, who not with us today and not doing great, from what I understand. Wes, I don't know what state they got you in the hospital. Maybe you're watching, maybe you're not, but definitely thinking about Wes. I love that guy. It's one of the things when I moved to Ohio I was going to miss is being in that box and having Wes Dorton whack me upside the head every time I said something stupid. Quick pass is complete to Nate Branch. As it's Carter Barnes' turn at quarterback for the Minutemen. Carter Barnes, he's got legs. Cathedral Prep up the road from where I am in Erie, Pennsylvania. Threw for 1,856 yards, also 678 rushing yards for this young man. So Carter Barnes can do it both ways. As he slings it over to the far side, and it's going to be, let's see where they marked him out of bounds. Going to be a 4-yard gain this time for Kiki Hippolyte.
Correction, 2 yards on the play. 3rd down and 6 to go for the Minutemen.
But we'll talk maybe a little bit more about this Palmetto program, what Wes Dorton has meant to it later on in the broadcast. But I wanted to make sure that we got that out there at least here in the opening quarter. 2nd down and 6. Fake. It's going to be a keeper by Carter Barnes. And it looks like he's got the 1st down. I told you he can run it. 22 varsity games, over 1,800 passing yards and almost 700 rushing yards. 26 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. That's it for Carter Barnes. The talent at the post-grad level continues to rise with the recruiting log jams that exist in college football nowadays. Going to be a handoff here. That's Caden Forbes with a nice surveying and run. Look at the eyes on Caden Forbes, the Chapel Hill High School product, as we run this one back on his first run for Palmetto Prep. And just kind of look at what Caden Forbes, who averaged over 6 yards a rush at Chapel Hill High School, does with this run here. See how he just kind of surveys there? All right, back to live action. Snap underway. Carter Barnes looking to throw. He's being rushed, and he's going down back at the 30. So that's going to be a loss of 7 on the play.
Made by number 22, Jamison Cummings.
Jamison Cummings, grandma. He's out there doing work on both sides of the ball, Jamison Cummings. With another terrific play. We've seen him make a couple of those already. So 2nd down now, and call it 15. Barnes, quick throw to Forbes, and Forbes has stood up. He's going to lose 2. Well, both defenses have played pretty well here in this opening quarter. Palmetto Prep drove easily down the field. They had great field position on their opening drive, though, so that really helped the cause. Laquan Lemon on a screen had a nice catch and run. And then Cameron Warburton just took it to the house. But ever since then, the Omega defense has woken up. 3rd down now. Got to get it all the way to the 19-yard line. 4 down territory. Carter's going to air it out, and that's going to be picked off. Picked off on the near side.
Carter Barnes' pass is intercepted.
That's number 2, Chase Meary, making a defensive play. So Omega Prep will take over. They'll be backed up, but they get a turnover, and they'll have it at the 7-yard line when we come back here in just a moment.
Timeout called by Palmetto Prep. That's their first of the half.
Looks like Palmetto Prep is going to call timeout, so I want to talk a little more about my buddy Wes Dorton. Obviously, we're hoping, we're praying, and you folks out there will be well advised if you can join us in that. This is a program that started under different leadership back in 2011, I believe, and then Wes and family kind of took things over a few years after that, and it has exploded. I don't know where to begin. It's so hard to talk about this and keep my wits about myself here, but I will tell you that as I've aged in this business, I've gotten pickier about my clients, and when I set out and started this little streaming company to promote small college athletics, here's all I can tell you, that if you're a parent out there or if you're one of those high school students or somebody, don't assume when you go to a place, or don't assume when you drop your kid off at a place, that they give a damn at all about your kid. Don't ever assume that. That's from Division I all the way down to where we are. Don't ever make that assumption. But I can tell you who does care, and I can tell you that man, Wes Dorton, is somebody who really does care about these players, about these kids. What has this man done with his life? He's gotten people to the he's got people to Super Bowl champions. There was a kid or a player from Kansas City who started at Palmetto Prep. Might not have had an opportunity to play football without Palmetto Prep, and now he's a Super Bowl champion. While we're talking about Wes, last year's top recruits, where did they go? Well, Tyler Lassiter and Will Hawkins are at the U down in Miami. Craig Joyner's at St. Francis. Joe Lentine, great offensive lineman up the road at Presbyterian. Xavion Wells, fantastic corner. Western Carolina's going to love him. Darrell Taylor's at NC Central. Brian Edwards is at Limestone, and that is the tip of the iceberg. So when I was looking at clients and when I was looking at building this thing up, character is so important. And Wes Dorton, one of the best characters out there, in more ways than one, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, we're really thinking about him. What is going? So Palmetto Prep's on the football again. We thought it was an interception. There must have been a penalty. Now it is an interception. That's clear as day, unless there is a flag down, but it happened after the interception. This time it's DeQuarrie Garrett who got the INT. There is a flag, but that flag came after the ball was deflected and caught by Garrett. So let's see here. We had 2 different timeouts called. The original interception apparently. Now there is a penalty. Okay, so there was a penalty on Omega. It looks like
on the field is a block on the back during the return after the interception.
Yeah, why don't I just shut up and let the
Omega
PA guy
will
tell
still
you?
have
So
possession,
block in the back.
but
So it will be
back after the
Omega
six to the
football.
goal
This
line
time
as a
we're
result
sure
of
of
the
it.
penalty.
And once again, they're backed up, so this is right where we started anyway.
First down and 10 to go for the Bulldogs from their own 4-yard line.
They're going to be, in fact, further back now. They'll be at the 4 with 43 seconds to go in this opening quarter. Chris Shima, glad to be with you. Peyton Console goes back on offense as Omega Prep tries to start a long drive here that will likely split quarters. It has been defensive pressure, similar to what we saw from this Minutemen program a season ago. New look, same coaching staff, though, and they are bringing the blitz and bringing the pressure on Console. They're doing it again right here, and this one close to a safety. Some nice maneuvering by the running back there to get out of that end zone and then even gain a couple of yards out of that. Possibly Walters. Not 100% sure who exactly is the running back. Well, they're saying it was Askew who made the play, so that's who we'll go with. So 6 seconds left. Let's see if Omega can get the playoff here to wrap up the first quarter, and it doesn't look like they will. So 1 quarter in the books. Palmetto Prep leads at 7-0. They score on their opening drive, but overall a defensive battle as we head to the second quarter. All right, folks, we're getting set to start quarter number 2. My name is Chris Shima. Glad to be with you here today. It will be a 2nd down and 10 for Omega Prep off an interception and the first turnover of the game, or second turnover of the game, I should say. There was a fumble in the first quarter from Omega Prep. 7-0 Minutemen. As Cameron Warburton scored a 2-yard touchdown run in the opening drive of the game to put Palmetto Prep up 7-0. Peyton Console has been the quarterback throughout for Omega. They've got Marcus Walton on their roster as well. We might see him today. Low snap, trouble. Console's got to get rid of it. He does. Low pass is complete over on the far side. God forgive me. It's Bryant Nasengiyumva. Nasengiyumva. And I hope I'm close. Sidney Webb made the stop on the play for Palmetto Prep, but that does bring up a 3rd down and 6. So another opportunity here for the Minutemen to show what they can do defensively here. Coda Andrews has come in on that defensive line. 2-back set here for Console. He's going to loft it to the near side. It's a jump ball, and it's deflected. It was intended for Tyson Walters.
Intended for number 5, Tyson Walters. Number 22, Omarion.
So 4th down now, and Omega will have to kick it. And this is where it gets tricky in post-grad football when you have kickers who aren't really kickers and they're anywhere close to the end zone. If you're the Minutemen, you're going to try to block this here. We saw that a number of times last season. So just about a minute into this second quarter, Palmetto Prep's turnover does not cost them. And Omega Prep has yet to show much offensively here today. I'd like to see them maybe try that. They have such depth at running back. I'd like to see them maybe get to the ground game a little bit here. We have another delay of game on a late substitution, so that's going to make things more difficult. As you can see, the
Play of game is called against the offense. That'll back Omega Prep up half the distance to the goal line.
Punter there.
Still
I
fourth down.
can't quite make out that jersey number for the punter. So look out now. Everything's got to be precise. Low snap, and it's going to be a safety for the Minutemen. Who called it?
It's a safety.
So the Minutemen wrap them up, and we start the second quarter for the Minutemen. It's now 9-0. And then you have to do the safety punt now. Let's take a look as they get set up for that. Player is kind of hunched over for Omega, so we'll check on that here. But let's take another look at that. This is almost automatic. And why the punter for Omega was really upset is anytime you get guys who are not comfortable on special teams backed up into their end zone, I mean, it's pretty much game over at this level of football. We talked a little bit about Wes Dorton, and I wanted to kind of put people at ease, even though Wes is not able to be with us, and we hope maybe at some point this year he can be. But until that time, fortunately for Palmetto Prep, they've got a board. There's a whole process and procedure, and you guys may remember if you were with us last year, Reed Radke was my color commentator. Well, he was the board president, and the board voted unanimously to basically make him the athletic director. So it is business as usual as far as the logistics of Palmetto Prep. And the great thing, I was talking to Reed yesterday, and, you know, we were kind of just talking about how him and Wes really share the same vision. So there's virtually no disruptions to the program itself. I know parents who have paid a lot of money might want to know that. Yeah, we're still business as usual. On the bounce, it's taken again. This is Sidney Webb, who's had a couple nice returns, and he might go the distance with this one. He's at the 40, gets a block, and he's going to the house. Sidney Webb, touchdown, Minutemen. Off the bounce. The product of Roanoke goes to the house. Uh-oh. Hold up, folks. There's a flag down.
If it stands, that would be a return of 80-plus yards for a touchdown.
I think they might. Well, the penalty was at the 25. And it doesn't look like this one's going to stand. Yep. Illegal block. Well, that is unfortunate. So where are we going with the football? That's going to be the thing. We can forget about the touchdown. I didn't see any illegal. Where they threw the flag, no, that's the safety. Let me see if I can get that play up. So Palmetto Prep's still going to have good field position here at the 40-yard line of Omega Prep. But that one stings. Carter Barnes, second series for him at quarterback. As he hands it off, Laquan Lemon back in, gets a burst of speed and a nice pickup of 6 yards on first down. All right, let's see if I got it. Now,
Line number 14.
It looks like they were saying a chop block maybe. So it's going to be right around here.
Palmetto Prep. Ball spotted at the
Oh, they called it on Nate Branch there. Quickly going as Palmetto Prep as we're back to live action, and that play is blown up.
on the reception. Tackle made by number 18, Corey Garrett. No gain on the play.
So no gain on that catch by Devon Eldridge.
And a penalty marker on the field.
Another penalty.
Penalty on the field.
Looks like it's going against Omega. I've seen this particular officiating group now. I think this is the third year.
It's a 5-yard penalty and an automatic Palmetto Prep first down.
The logistics of the bureaucracy that goes on in this game is sometimes fascinating to me. Anyway, so it's going to be 1st and 10 now for the Minutemen after that penalty at the 30-yard line. Another change at quarterback, I believe, or excuse me, running back Cameron Warburton is back in, and he's going to be stood up in the backfield. We've called Kendall Hilton's name quite a few times here this afternoon as he makes a great defensive play.
Men behind the line of scrimmage by number 51, Kendall Hinton.
There's some defense. There's some nice players on this defense for Omega. Some real nice players. I'll give a shout out to head coach Sean Tarrant as well. He's really helpful and communicative with me to get me information on his team. Not every coach at the post-grad level is, believe me. I don't know what some of these coaches have against free promotion. Tons of college coaches watching this. But anyways, Sean Tarrant was great all week. Appreciate him. Carter Barnes being rushed, trying to stay alive, and he dives forward to the 35-yard line, but it's going to bring up a 3rd down and long here for Palmetto Prep. That was Cummings again, so he's doing it on both sides of the football, Jamison Cummings.
3rd down and long to go for the Minutemen from the 36-yard line.
6'4", 230, Cummings. So it's 3rd down and about 20 here for Carter Barnes and the Palmetto offense. Barnes being pressured. He's looking to make something happen with his legs. Remember, 4-down territory, so a really nice play there by Carter Barnes. He gains about 12, and that'll bring up a 4th down now and manageable here.
And it's brought down short of the first down marker at the 27-yard line.
I love these quarterbacks. Of course, I lived in the Carolinas during the peak of Cam Newton and all that, but it just gives you, as a football team, another dimension when you've got a quarterback with some legs. There was nothing there in the passing game. So 4th down and a long 7 here. Out in motion goes Warburton. They're going to throw it in the end zone. It's going to be a jump ball, and it's going to be broken up. The defensive battle continues, 9-0 for Palmetto Prep. As Calvin Gilbert got into a jump ball situation, and we'll take another timeout as Omega Prep goes back on the ball on offense here in just a moment. Well, while we're in the timeout here, Chris Shima, glad to be back with you. I mentioned we are calling the game remotely from the home studio in Greenville, South Carolina. I thought I'd show you what it looks like. There's the Meepy Cam. That's my kitty cat who's wondering why I'm talking to myself for hours on end. She could care less. And then let's not make it. There's downtown Cleveland right there. Say hello to Lake Erie, ladies and gentlemen. And then we'll take you inside. There's my computer there, and there's how I'm watching the game on the nice big screen TV. Taking you a little behind the scenes. Yeah, I'm a Phillies fan. That's my Bernie Kosar, Lakers fan too. Go back to Meepy Cam here. So we're just about set to get back to live action. Chris Shima, glad to be with you. I was talking about Wes. I want to thank Wes for giving me this opportunity. You know, things weren't quite going so well in my personal life in South Carolina. It was time to make a change. I got a mom here up in Ohio who could probably use some help now and then. So I thought, well, maybe the time is right. And Wes Dorton and, of course, Fred, who does all the video for Palmetto Prep, has really been great to work with as well and really helpful. He's the one who's bringing you all of this video. I'm just talking over it. So as soon as I say that, the internet goes out. Of course. Peyton Console back in at quarterback, and the throw is complete, and it might be for a loss. That was a quick tackle.
Console's pass complete on the far sideline.
Mentioned the heat at the start of the game. It was 93 degrees, mostly sunny. So around 4 o'clock is when we start to get into a situation where we might see some potential for weather. So we got to keep an eye on that amongst everything else that we're doing for you here this afternoon. Console gets the snap, 2nd and 10, and his pass goes nowhere.
Pass incomplete, intended for number 19, Corey Hayward.
At halftime, we'll take a little breather. 3rd down and 10 now. And this Omega, boy, if you're the defense for these Bulldogs, you're saying, come on, offense, give us something, give us a break. Because this Bulldogs defense has really done a nice job here today. The offense has not done much of anything, though. And the hotter it is, going back to that weather, the more that defense has to be on the field. We're going to get another late sub here. And no, are we or not? I don't know. But I think everybody's set now. So here comes the 4 receiver set. High snap, Console being pressured. He's going down for the 3rd time here today.
A big loss in the play results in a 4th down.
Coda Andrews was there. I think Josh Sams was in there trying to catch the numbers. Reginald Anderson.
Sack made on the play by number 99, KJ Haynes.
And it looks like the credit's going to go to KJ Haynes. So another punting situation. Back is Sidney Webb to receive it for Palmetto Prep. And another 3 and out. I'm pretty confident in saying this Bulldogs offense is well into the negative yardage here today. And we have another timeout. So that's it for Omega. They are out of timeouts. We're going to take a timeout as well. We'll be back with this 4th down kick. All right, folks.
Following the timeout, still
Fourth down and long for Omega.
Bulldogs 16-yard line.
And Sidney Webb once again back out there for the Minutemen. Webb on the last punt ran it back, but it was called back because of a penalty. This one's going to knuckle bounce at the 44. Webb picks it up at his own 44, dances around to midfield, and he's going to be stopped right there. But really good field position all day long.
Webb's return of 6 yards gets the ball back to midfield.
So the knuckler by Kendall Hinton, who has made some nice plays today, and apparently I've been screwing his name up. But somebody corrected me. Evidently, he's never punted before either. Welcome to post-grad football, ladies and gentlemen. I don't have a similar story because I didn't really play football. I'm 5'5", a $135. I was never playing football. But I did play soccer, and I was on this really bad soccer team, and they wanted to change goalies, and I thought, I could do that. I could play goalie, so they put me in goal, and I gave up like 4 goals in 30 seconds. It was really abysmal, but I always give credit to the kids who are probably in practice. The coaches are saying, well, who's going to kick it? And, you know, Kendall says, I'll try it. Why not? Can't keep them backed up in the end zone, though, ladies and gentlemen. I believe Lemon is back in. Carter Barnes appears to be out there. Pump fake, and the pass is going to be caught on the near side. Titus Myers. I think that might be DJ Alston. My apologies. From Scarborough High School in Maine. So DJ Alston in at quarterback, excuse me. He's a pro-style guy. And he bombed that baby. So Palmetto Prep knocking on the red zone. Caden Forbes is the running back now for Alston. He'll hand it off to Forbes, who makes a redirect, bounces off 2 tackles, takes it to the 15-10, and got tripped up. First and goal for the Minutemen as he's going to be spotted out. Nobody knows where to spot him. I think it's going to be around the 5, but we'll check on that. But a really nice play. They called another penalty on Palmetto Prep. It's going to be a hold. Let's see if we can see where it happened. Boy. These penalties are really hurting the Minutemen. You'd be looking at maybe a 23-0 game right now otherwise. So they're all the way back to the 35 now on a 2nd and 20. Caden Forbes been fun to watch, though. He's got some energy. Pass is going to be complete over on that left side. It's Thompson. And Thompson gets the penalty yards back. Correction, Kiki Hippolyte over there. Hard to see those jerseys. I'm not a fan of the silver on white jerseys. And if you're wondering, it was just as difficult when I was at the stadium last year, so it's not a remote thing. In fact, I can see it better. I've got a better chance at it on the monitor than I do at the field. So now, correction, they still have 2nd and 10, so I guess it's 2nd and 10. Handoff, Caden Forbes, and now he's got the 1st and goal. I don't see any flags.
Big run there for Caden Forbes.
Nice run by Caden Forbes again. This is another season like last year where this Minutemen offense is so deep. At running back, you have 2 separate 3-star recruits at running back. And Lemon and Forbes, who have had some of the biggest athletic plays of the games, are neither of those 2. So they're going to mark that one at the 5-yard line as Kareem Hathcock comes back in. He's one of those 3-star guys out of Buffalo. Hathcock at 5'10", 200. So we saw Warburton score the first time. Now Hathcock maybe his opportunity here. As he gets it again on 2nd and goal, bounces off the tackle, takes it to the left side. He's in. Touchdown, Minutemen. Kareem Hathcock. Second rushing touchdown of the game, and the Minutemen now lead it 15-0.
6 more points on the board for Palmetto Prep, 15-0 our score.
And that means it's the Beerman's time again. Nolan Bierman, successful on his first extra point try. And he is good again. 16-0 Palmetto Prep. 5:45 left to go here in this opening half. We'll be back. More bulldozing on offense for the Minutemen. More Barton in the first quarter. Now here's Hathcock going to the house. Palmetto Prep leading it 16-0. They've also picked up a safety here in this first half. 5:45 to go until halftime. Chris Sheeman back here with you from the home studios in Cleveland, Ohio. Couple bounces, it's going to be picked up by Jalen Askew, and he's immediately tackled.
On that play for Omega Prep. Ball will be spotted inside the 20 and the Bulldogs 17-yard line.
So Omega Prep is going to take over at the 17 with 5:36 remaining until halftime. Here's an opportunity. Look, if you're the Bulldogs, Palmetto Prep starting to smell it. 16-zip. It's still a 2-score game, but your offense has to do something. And what a time it would be for a 5.5-minute drive to give your defense a break, because there's only so much you could do defensively in weather like this when you're constantly on the field because of 3-and-outs. We got lightning in the area, folks. It's a little bit north, but it's a-coming. As I said, you know, I haven't had a weather delay. I've been broadcasting for since 2001, going back to college. But I've been broadcasting on my own, not with like radio or anything like that, since 2010. I haven't had a rain delay or a weather delay in years. Right now I'm bringing up the radar. I don't see a whole heck of a lot. But it is starting to build, and it is starting to build north. And that's usually not a good thing. Of course, any lightning in the area, you gotta take a break, gotta make sure everybody's protected and safe. So we'll keep an eye on that. But hopefully at least no disturbances in this first half. And maybe if the flow to the game could help things along a little bit. They are going to try the run. Did the ball come out? I think the ball came out. I think it came out on the handoff, and it's going to be picked up by the Minutemen.
It looks like a fumble and a recovery on the play as well.
I want to say it was Jabari Collins who made that play. Let's see if we got that full play or not. So the Minutemen are going to be in real good shape, and this dismal offensive afternoon continues for Omega. See, where did the ball – okay, so I thought it happened on the handoff. It didn't happen on the handoff, but it happened right at the burst of speed for the running back. So off a turnover. Right back to it, 1st and goal Minutemen with DJ Alston back out there at quarterback for Palmetto Prep. Cameron Warbarton looks like is in at running back now. Warbarton spins down to the 3 or 2 yard line.
Gain of 4 yards on the play.
Well, they backed him up to the 4, so
to go from the Omega Prep 4-yard line.
stingy spotting. 2nd and goal now for the Minutemen. Warburton right down the middle to the house for his 2nd touchdown of the day. 22-zip Palmetto Prep. As the turnovers continue to plague Omega. So Bierman back in there, Nolan Bierman. There's a running back and linebacker at Chapin up the road. Looking for his 3rd extra point, and he's got it. 23-0 Minutemen, thanks in part to 2 touchdowns from Cameron Warburton. And this turnover by Omega, which led to the play. So we'll be back with the kickoff with 3:59 to go in the half after this. All right, Palmetto Prep kicking it away now. And we're having a little bit of problems with the video feed. That has happened. That happened when I was there last year. Overall, we've got a really good internet connection at that stadium, but it doesn't mean it won't occasionally glitch like it's doing. So we'll do the best we can, but it's kind of the product of a couple different factors. When you talk about streaming, it's a lot of strain on internet that's not used to being used for that purpose. So sometimes that can affect it. And then the other thing is when you're talking about technology and equipment and heat, you know, if you put your phone outside and sit it in the sun in 93-degree weather, that phone's going to stop working eventually. So trying to keep the equipment cool down there in Columbia. We had a penalty on the kick. So it looks like Omega will take it. That's going to be at the end of the kick. And they'll have some decent field position now. Let's see if they can make something happen. This is really time to get to work here if you are the Bulldogs offense. Credit Palmetto Prep. They have played very well defensively. Jabari Collins up there with Omari Mills, and we've seen Coda Andrews and KJ Haynes as well. That's front 3, but really it goes 6 deep with Reginald Anderson and Byron Jones as well. Peyton Console trying to make something happen as Carter goes in motion. They're going to pitch it out to him. The pass is way too high, and that's an easy play to read for Jaden Martin over on that left side of the defense.
Number 33, DJ Kennard.
Correction, DJ Kennard.
Second down and 10 to go for Omega from the 38-yard line.
So DJ Kennard makes the stop, but that was not going to be completed either way. Those little things, though, help get you recruited. You make the play no matter what. You don't stop on the play just because you think the pass is going to be too high. So that's a heady play by DJ Kennard there. 2nd and 10. Again in motion, Carter, and this time they do get it to him. He's in the backfield, and he's going down. It is going to be a loss of, well, they gave him a good spot out to the 31-yard line.
Tackle for loss on the play.
So a loss of 7.
For Omega, ball spotted at their own 31-yard line.
And this defense is just swarming. Devon Eldridge, one of the linebackers, got in there. I'm just mentioning names that I can see, but it was the entire front 7. It was the linebackers, it was the ends, it was the nose guard, it was everybody getting back there. 2:40 and counting to go until halftime. 3rd down and 17 now for Console. Blitz is on. Console pass maybe a little bit too high for Walters on the near side of your screen.
Caught out of bounds by number 22.
So 4th down and 17, and now if you're Palmetto Prep, you can get into your 2-minute offense with Kendall Hinton. Going back out there to kick it away to Sidney Webb.
Sidney Webb back to return for the Minutemen.
Palmetto Prep, I believe, burned a couple of timeouts. They might have one left as we talk about this 2-minute offense.
Henley Parker on the field.
And we have another penalty. This one's going to go on Omega. Boy, they are not making Hinton's job any easier today. This has just been abysmal special teams and abysmal offense. Defense has been fine today if you're Omega. You're looking at the score, and it's 23-0 Palmetto Prep, and you're saying, Chris, what are you talking about? No, the defense has not been the problem. They have been constantly under the gun. So Hinton gets it away. Webb catches it at the 48. He's off to the races. Escapes a tackle at the 40. Stays in bounds at the 30. To the 20-10. Touchdown, Minutemen. Sidney Webb to the house. And this one's going to stand. 29-0 Minutemen. I'm giving them 52 yards on that touchdown. As Bierman trots out to kick the extra point. Let's see how much of that we got. Well, we'll wait till the extra point is over. Kyle Hawkins doing the holding, by the way, for the Bierman, who pooches it through, and it's 30-0. 30-0 Minutemen. And in the last 5 minutes, they have scored 3 touchdowns. So a 52-yard run by Sidney Webb has the Minutemen cooking. 1:59 to go until halftime. It's all Palmetto Prep. It is 30-0. Minute 59 left to go, so we were talking about Palmetto Prep getting into their 2-minute offense. Well, instead, now Omega on that short kick going to have some good field position here. Maybe they can get into their 2-minute offense. But the Bulldogs offense has been MIA here today as it's all Minutemen, 30-0. So maybe, if nothing else, some momentum. Again, we talked about weather brewing to the north of us, and the temperature has gone up, by the way, to 94 degrees. It still looks pretty far north, the storms that are building. They're kind of those kind of storms that are just building and sitting there. So far, Columbia is being surrounded by bad weather, but Columbia thus far is not being affected by bad weather. So 145 to work with. Really good field position out to the 45. And if you're Omega, you want to make something good happen here. You're down 30-0. Now's the opportunity to really settle things down offensively and just get some positivity going into the locker room. Omari Carter, is the running back. And that was a false start, I believe. Yeah.
Ruling on the field is a 5-yard penalty against the offense for a false start. Still first down for the Bulldogs. Ball spotted at the 40-yard line of Omega Prep.
So from 1st and 10 now to 1st and 15. Omega's out of Atlanta. They have recruited Alabama very well. That's an underrated football state, by the way, Alabama. I mean, we know Nick Saban and what he's doing, and, well, what Auburn used to be. High snap. Again, they're going to hand it off to Carter, and he's just not getting any breathing room. Sean Cook.
Loss of 2 on the play.
There immediately. Sean Cook, by the way, he's another Alabama product. He's from Huntsville. He was a quarterback up in Huntsville. Played linebacker as well, 59 tackles and 5 sacks in his senior year, but a good two-way player. Great city of Huntsville, Alabama.
Second down and 17 to go for Omega Prep from the 38-yard line.
So Cook in at linebacker making that play, and Omega appears content to run some clock here on this 2nd down and long. Nicholas Dixon slotted as the receiver nearest us now. Keep your eye on him. He's made some catches here today. That ball is lofted down the side and goes out of bounds with 34 seconds left to play in the half. Scoreboard operator might have dinner reservations. He let a couple ticks go. I ain't complaining. 30-zip Palmetto Prep. They scored just once in the first quarter on the opening drive. Warburton with a 2-yard touchdown run. Kick made it 7-zip. Then a safety with 13:59 to go in the second quarter made it 9-0 Palmetto Prep.
Ball still spotted at the 38-yard line.
And then 2 more touchdown runs. Halfcock from 5 yards, and then Warburton again from 4 yards out. Made it 23-zip before Sidney Webb on the previous punt by Omega ran it back 52 yards to make it 30-0. So they're going to run it here with 26 seconds left. Again, it's Carter. This time he gets positive yardage out to the 39-yard line. And that should do it for the opening half. Doesn't look like Palmetto Prep has any more timeouts. So we go to the locker rooms on a steamy afternoon in Columbia, South Carolina. The Minutemen with all the heat, 30-0 at the half. We'll take time out for the half. We'll come back in about 15 minutes. Go call your moms, tell them you love them, and come on back in 15 minutes for all the second half action. Welcome back, everybody. Chris Sheeman here with you from the home studio in Cleveland, Ohio. Palmetto Prep 30, Omega Prep 0, and going back to the coin toss, Palmetto Prep won and deferred, so the Minutemen will get the kickoff here as we're just about set to go in this second half. And a couple of notes, I had a chance to dive a little deeper into the weather situation at halftime. We look good to go. The storms that are building are kind of not going anywhere, and they're surrounding Columbia, but they're really nowhere near Columbia, closer to like Lexington and up towards Chapin. They might get some weather, but I think as far as Columbia goes, at least for our purposes, we should be able to get this game in. A game that's already taken almost 3 hours as it is, or excuse me, we started almost 2 hours. So that's going to be taken by an Upman as we're underway here in this third quarter and getting into Omega territory. Palmetto Prep will once again have great field position. That has been the story of the game if you're just joining us. 3 different rushing touchdowns, 2 by Warburton and 1 by Hathcock. There was a safety. Sidney Webb had a 52-yard punt return for a touchdown. All of the Nolan Bierman extra points have been good today. And that all adds up to 30-0 in favor of Palmetto Prep. Let's see who's Kyle Hawkins, who started the game, is back in at quarterback. Laquan Lemon back in at running back. Thompson Myers, 2 of the 3 receivers nearest to us on this first down from the 48-yard line. Low snap, pass, pitch out to Thompson, who will take it inside the 45 of Omega. 93 degrees at the start of kickoff, mostly sunny skies, really humid day. So now Thompson is going to go to the left side and leave Darrell Pierce as the lone receiver slotted nearest us. Again, Lemon remains the running back on this second down. He'll get the handoff, and he's going to be stood up at about the 40-yard line.
Lemon on the carry. Tackle made on that play by number 44, Nelson Egby.
Had a little audio issue. It is enough for a first down, by the way, for the Minutemen. So the drive continues at the Omega 40. Big burst out of the gates for Laquan Lemon as he gets another first down all the way down to the 33-yard line. Jackson making the stop for the Bulldogs, but it's another first down, and Laquan Lemon from the Syracuse area. Didn't play a whole lot of varsity. There are any one of a million reasons it could be why. I don't ever speculate, but anyways, didn't see a lot of varsity action up there where the snow flows freely, but he does look pretty good here in his first game at Palmetto Prep. Now a bomb by Hawkins. That's going to be caught on the far side, and it is a touchdown for the Minutemen. Calvin Gilbert. As Palmetto Prep continues to pour it on. They call it a 33-yard touchdown. And the offense continues to stay hot, up 36-zip now. And it'll be 37-zip now as Bierman scores again. Just underway in this third quarter, and it is all Minutemen here today. 37-zip. We will be right back.
37.
Take another look at this play for Hawkins. Just a beautiful dime. Put it right where you want it if you're the receiver, and then just a few extra steps to pay dirt for Palmetto Prep. They lead it 37-0. Chris Sheeman, glad to be back with you. As the kick is away. It'll be caught at the 20 for Omega. Just a 5-yard return as the Bulldogs will get back to it. Still trying to find something offensively, this Bulldogs offense. And how about Sidney Webb was one of the tacklers on that play. We saw him run one back for 52 yards. Well, the defense today for Palmetto Prep has really been on point. Much like we saw last year, it starts with the front three. This well-coached Minutemen team. Don't forget, Palmetto Prep back is going to be on the road at Brevard to take on their JV program. That will be next Saturday, or next Sunday, excuse me. Marcus Walton is in at quarterback as he throws it, and it'll be incomplete on the far side. So we saw Peyton Console for the entire first half. Now it's Marcus Walton here in the second half, and Marcus Walton from Selma, Alabama. More of a rusher than a passer in Selma. He had 883 rush yards last season and just 305 passing yards with 13 touchdowns overall. The quarterback 6'1", 180. So we'll see if they don't try to get a little more creative with the offense with Marcus Walton out there at quarterback and see if they get his wheels going. The same way we saw Carter Barnes and the Palmetto offense in that first half. Second down and 10 now for Walton. I think they did give him the completion. Now he will keep it. Palmetto Prep facing a little trickeration there from Walton, who faked me out. I thought he was going ahead, but he got the first down, so a nice play for Marcus Walton. And that may be the first down of the game for Omega.
First down for Omega Prep. Ball spotted at their own 35-yard line.
I'm trying to think. I cannot honestly think of another first down unless they had one very early on or via a penalty. So Walton already breath of fresh air for this offense. High snap. Walton fakes the pass. Now he's looking to run again, and this time he's going to cough it up, and Palmetto Prep is going to fall on it. There's a fight between Omega and Palmetto, but I think they're going to give the turnover to the Minutemen. Yet another turnover and a dismal showing for this Bulldogs offense continues on. DJ Kennard is going to get credit here with this fumble recovery. As we take another look at it here. And Palmetto Prep continues to show no mercy against their opening game opponent. There's no conference this year for the Minutemen. Last year they were in whatever they were in, but they're not in any conference this year. So the game October 29th against the Georgia Storm will be the finale regardless. No playoffs or anything like that here in 2023. Back to work on offense. Kyle Hawkins looking for more. He's airing it out again, and this time he's a little bit too far. He was looking, I believe that's Kyle Booth over there.
Looking for Kyle Booth on that pass attempt. But an incompletion, the result of the play.
37-0 in favor of Palmetto Prep. Chris Sheeman, glad to be with you. Be with you all season long. Every home game we will have for you. Looks like they're running the clock. That might be both teams have, made that decision at halftime to just keep the clock moving for the most part. It did stop briefly as the run ahead will set up a 3rd down and 5. That was Hathcock, I believe.
Kareem Hathcock on the carry.
Hathcock, who had a 5-yard touchdown run back in the 2nd quarter.
Oyama.
So this might be a very fast second half, folks.
4-yard gain on the play. 3rd down and 6 to go.
3rd and 5. Hathcock again. He's got the 1st down, and he spins forward to make sure.
Carry for Hathcock.
He was a little bit closer, but that spin move gave it to him. And we have whistles and a stoppage here. Omega's got a long drive back. It's a hot day. It's 37-0. I do understand running that clock a little bit. This one might be closer than I thought here. Let's see where they spot it. It should be a 1st down. There's a penalty, it looks like, maybe on Omega. And their coach is not happy about it. So while they sort that out,
there is no penalty on the previous play.
apparently just an inadvertent flag. But it is a 1st down.
The result of the play is a 1st down for the Minutemen. Ball officially spotted at the Omega Prep 23-yard line.
They're trying to get the coach off the field, I think. Oh, boy. More bureaucracy here. It's like waiting at the DMV. So whenever we get back to play, it'll be 1st down. Some nice running today for the Minutemen. We mentioned they are so deep at running back, 4 deep at least. They've got Robert Graham listed on the depth chart as well as the 5th running back, but for the most part, I think we're going to see the 4 we've seen here today. And a little oopsie-daisy there that time by Hathcock, who bounced off his own man and ended up falling down. So it's a 3-yard loss, and it'll be 2nd down and 13 as we near the midway point of quarter number 3. Palmetto Prep 37-0. Hawkins found Gilbert in the end zone for 33 yards on the touchdown on the last drive for the Minutemen. 2nd and 13 now. Hawkins looking to sling it over the middle. He's got his man, and it's another touchdown, and it's Nate Branch. 26 yards this time. 43-0 with the extra point still to come. So Bierman back out there. He's been perfect today. And that kick knuckles, but it's through. 44-0 Minutemen. As we take a look at another bomb, 2nd touchdown throw of the quarter for Kyle Hawkins, who's looking real comfortable under the gun for Palmetto Prep. All Minutemen here today. We will step aside once again.
I didn't say Simon Says.
A Branch to kick it away for the Minutemen. Inside 7 to play. That's going to go out of bounds, so Omega will start with good field position. It hasn't mattered today, though, as Omega Prep trails Palmetto Prep by a score of 44-0. Minutemen will be at Brevard to start the month of September, take on their JV team. Another JV team, St. Augustine, just started up a JV program, and we'll see them September 10th. Have that one for you here on YouTube. There was a flag on that play as we take a look at the schedule. So far more home games in October than in September. We'll be with you twice in September, and then we'll be with you most of the month of October. On the 1st, actually, it's going to be the final 3 that will be with you with in October. River City on the 25th of October, Myrtle Beach on the 22nd of October, and Georgia Storm to wrap the season up. Curious if they can make something happen with Marcus Walton now at quarterback. A turnover on a fumble recovery on Omega's first play here, or first drive of quarter number 3. So Walton back in the shotgun. Again, more of a runner than a passer in high school. And Palmetto Prep is expecting the run. And that is Jabari Collins smacking Carter.
6-yard loss on the play for Omega Prep. Second down and 15 to go from the 30-yard line.
.555 and counting, as Omega appears to be in no hurry. See if we can look at the sack real quick here. Or the tackle for loss, I should say. Collins playing great today. The whole defense has really brought it. This is going to be a good practice week. Play action. Walton running for his life, and he's going to be taken down in a big way. Wrapped up by Ian Rampert in the backfield.
Ian Rambert's on the tackle. And loss of 7 yards on the play. It's third down.
So third down and forever to go. They've got to get it to midfield. No, they've got to get it to the 45. They're all the way back at their 22. Nice snap. Walton scrambling. He's got the entire Palmetto Prep roster going after him, and the pass bounces incomplete. So yet another 3 and out for Omega.
Brings up a 4th down.
Punting time again. Hinton back out there with Sidney Webb to return for Palmetto. This has got to be getting close to a delay of game here. Look at the ease on the run. Here's Webb to the 40, escapes a tackle, tries to spin away from another one, stays on his feet, spins to the 30, spins again at the 25, and he's down to the 20. That might have been more impressive than the 52-yarder he had for a touchdown. Sidney Webb, wow, what athleticism. College coaches, you better ask somebody.
Bulldog 21-yard line.
It's been amazing to see the talent rise at the post-grad level. And part of it has to do with the transfer portal, or as I like to call it, Tinder for coaches. And swiping, looking for an offensive lineman, and swipe, swipe. That's really and truly, I would love it if a coach will do this. I know there's a lot of college coaches out there. If you just screenshot the transfer portal and send it to me, it can be completely anonymous. I won't share it publicly. I have this vision of it being exactly like Tinder, where you're like, oh, another quarterback, swipe right, quarterback, swipe right. Ooh, 310-pound offensive lineman. Swipe left. I think I did that backwards, but you get the joke. It's 44-0, ladies and gentlemen. What do you want? Carter Barnes back in at quarterback for the Minutemen as we go inside 3 minutes with the running clock here. Looks like that's Warburton back in at running back. And miscommunication there between Barnes and Warburton on that pass attempt. So second down and 10. Minutemen have had the ball inside, have started inside Omega territory most of the afternoon. Caden Forbes, who we've seen at running back, is slotted as receiver on the left side alongside Kyle Booth. Juan Pratt has come in, slotted to the right side. So you're starting to see some extra receivers today as Warburton takes it down to the 15-yard line.
Tackle made by number 53.
We got a cramp.
And an injury timeout on the field.
And it looks like our main man, Hinton, speculating, of course, but giving the weather, I'd say there's a 99.9% chance that's what it is. So we will step aside in an injury timeout with 1:59 left to play here in quarter number 3. Minutemen 44-zip. Still in a timeout, folks. I did want to update. It was Kendall Hinton, and he did get up under his own power. Like I said, likely just, the heat of the day and trying to stay hydrated. So back to live action now. For Palmetto Prep, it's Carter Barnes, the quarterback, Warburton in the backfield. Warburton going to get the run. Drags tacklers to the 11-yard line. 44-0 Minutemen.
Warburton on the carry once again for the Minutemen. Tackle made by number 6 on that play. Six-yard gain for the Minutemen.
I believe that's going to be a first down.
That's another.
It is. So it's a first down for the Minutemen. They also have it at the 11, so not a first and goal. As they knock on the door once again. Barnes going to hand it off. Warburton to the 6.5. As we go inside a minute to go here in the third quarter. Again, we've had the running clock here in the second half. In some cases, the teams will elect to do that.
Second down and 5 to go from the 7-yard line.
Second down and 5. Warburton burst of speed, and he has himself a hat trick. Cameron Warburton, welcome to the show. His third touchdown of the game. This time from 6 yards out, it is 50-0. Bierman's had a good day kicking, and he stays perfect. Palmetto Prep 51-0 with 28 seconds to go here in this third quarter. We're going to step aside once again. Well, what a day this has been. It has been all Palmetto Prep here today. The first quarter started out really competitive. Both teams' defenses were really on point. But if you remember back to that first quarter, if you were with us all the way back then, remember hearing me talk about how difficult it's going to be for this Omega defense as the day continues if they're constantly on the field. It's 94 degrees and sunny. And sure enough, as it's gone on, they have remained on the field the bulk of the time. And they're just out of gas. So 13 seconds left to go here in this third quarter. We'll have one play and then mosey on to the fourth. 3 touchdowns here in the third for Palmetto Prep. Hawkins with a couple of nice throws to Gilbert and Branch for 59 combined yards. And it's safe to say the Minutemen are going to go to 1-0 with a 51-point cushion.
The result of the play is a first and 10 for Omega Prep from their own 35-yard line.
So Omega's going to have it at their 35. We've seen Marcus Walton here in this second half at quarterback. Not much has changed for the offense, though. Omega just unable to get anything going. And you tip your cap to the Palmetto defense, who has collectively been about as good as you want them to be. Let's get that, sorry about that, folks. Let's get that graphic off the screen for you. Fortunately, I caught it. All you missed was the kickoff. So Walton with the quick throw, that bounces. And that's going to do it for Well, they stopped the
Marcus
clock.
Walton's pass intended for Tyson Walters is incomplete.
It's been a little weird because we've had a running clock, but
Coverage on the play for the Minutemen.
I kind of thought that was going to be the last play. Apparently, they're stopping it on incompletions. I don't quite know if we have a running clock now or not. I thought we did, but anywho, second down and 10 with 8 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Walton runs to the right, and he might have lost a couple. Third and long when we come back. Minutemen 51-zip. They're 15 minutes away from getting win number 1 on the year. We'll be right back with the final quarter. Fourth quarter action, 51-0, Palmetto Prep. We've got a hat trick for Warburton, 3 touchdown runs today, couple of tosses from Hawkins. Hathcock has a run, a touchdown run. Sidney Webb with a punt return for a touchdown, and the defense has been on. ONN on. Pitching a shutout against Omega. As we start this fourth quarter, it's going to be a third down and long for the Bulldogs. Chris Shima, glad to be back with you. Our first of many broadcasts for you here in 2023. Thanks for joining us this week and hopefully every week here on YouTube. Again, we're still thinking about our friend Wes Dorton and really hoping that things can turn around for Wes. So here we go. Third down and long for Walton. Pressure is on again. Pocket collapses. Walton gets away, but doesn't get much. Out to the 35-yard line.
After a short gain by number 40 in Ramberts.
I'll tell you, as somebody who has been on the bus as a broadcaster after a team gets beat this bad, that drive home, oh, I feel bad for these kids. It is just miserable. That's a long, it's not a hard drive from, I think Omega's from Atlanta or based out of the Atlanta area, and it's not hard, you know, other than the usual Atlanta traffic. But it just goes on and on forever once you get outside of Columbia. That pass almost intercepted. That'll bring up fourth down. DJ Kennard making the effort at the INT there. A correction, that was Omarion Gooden. My apologies. DJ's got 33 on today. So Gooden almost coming up with the pick. Another punting situation. Now we saw Kendall Hinton he had some cramps, so I'll see if he's recovered enough to go out and kick this. Oh, correction, that was 4th down. My apologies. I thought I had the downs right, so Palmetto Prep's taken over here. DJ Alston is back in at quarterback. He slings it wide open, and it's going to be ruled incomplete.
DJ Alston scrambles.
That pass was a little bit low. Looking for Hippolyte. Hippolyte on one particular drive in the first half had 3 different catches, 2 bigger ones. He's had a good start to his Palmetto Prep season. So 2nd down and 10 with Alston in and Kareem Hathcock at running back. The lone receiver is Gilbert nearest us. They're going to hand it off. Big hole here. Look out, the big guy's going. And he's got the 1st down inside the 25-yard line.
Gain of 12 on the play.
Chris Shima, glad to be with you here today. Fortunately, the weather has held off. Careful driving to Omega. I think they're going to hit a little bit of rain. 1st down now, the easy catch and the easy touchdown. It's Alston to Gilbert. Gilbert's 2nd catch and touchdown of the day. 21 yards that time, 57-0. And the first touchdown toss by DJ Alston.
With the touchdown reception on the play, DJ Alston on the toss.
And it just keeps on coming, folks. Beerman back out there. And he's done his job today. 58-0, Palmetto Prep. Dominating fashion here today. We'll be back.
Current score with just over 11 minutes to play in regulation. Omega Prep 0, Palmetto Prep 58.
$58-0 as we approach 11 minutes to go in the ball game. Chris Sheeman back here with you, and woo boy. I will say this, I think this Omega team's got some wins in them. If they can figure out the offense, if they can get some consistency on the offensive end. And at 58-0 in post-grad football, it usually means a lot of pushing and shoving. That's why they've got the clock that continues to run. So the coaches are going to have to get control here, and based on the conversations I've had with Sean Tarrant and Kevin Roletter this week, the kind of professionals who will be able to handle that, but it does get chippy when the score is this out of hand and the game has been this one-sided. It's never fails in post-grad football. And all I can tell you to those kids who are out there who might end up in post-grad football is you do not want video of that. You've got to remember that post-grad football is it for you. You have no wiggle room. You have no room for error. You know, I was joking back earlier in the game when I said the transfer portal is like Tinder for coaches. Well, that might be all fun and games and me having a good time and picking on the college coaches a little bit. But that's also the reality of your situation. So you don't want video of you out there pushing and shoving and starting fights with people because you have nowhere to go. Absolutely no. If you want to keep playing football, that is. And I get really annoyed when I see that, so you'll have to forgive me. But it doesn't matter who started it. It doesn't matter who retaliates. If a coach sees that, they're on to the next person. They don't need you. You have to prove why you need them. And you have to prove to them what you can bring. So keep that in mind always. Anyways, back to the game now. It's 1st and 10. There was likely offsetting penalties as the run goes to the 40-yard line. It was Omari Carter again, who we've seen do the bulk of the work.
No gain on the play. Tackle made by number 13.
Well, they say no gain. I'm giving him a yard. Caleb Smith in on the play, though, to make the stop. 58-0. Inside 8.5 to go. On a hot day in the Midlands. High snap, trouble with it. Walton able to pick it up. And fortunate just to get back to the line of scrimmage. This Palmetto Prep team, we saw the kind of speed defensively last year, and this year is very similar to that. We haven't seen a lot of what the corners are really capable of. We have seen the corners against the run. Jaden Martin started the game with a tackle for loss. DJ Kennard, who's nearest to us on the screen, another corner who's made some nice plays. Omari and Gooden as well, but they haven't been tested in the passing game because the front, the ends, the nose guard, the linebackers have all done so much. And the passing just really has not been on point today, as you see right there. That pass coming up well short, intended for Askew.
The result of the play is a 4th and 10.
So it's going to be 4th down, and they'll say 10. And let's see what we got going on here. Some direction from the coaches, maybe. It looks like they're going to go for it. Again, we saw Kendall Hinton kind of cramp up and go out of the game. He did get up under his own power. I know there's family out there watching, so he appeared to be okay, but we haven't seen him since. And since they've been going for it, it leads me to believe that his day is likely over. I'd get somebody in there who can pooch it. I mean, it's 58-0. You don't want to give, just play the field position game if you can, but it is what it is. When you've got a guy, the only one comfortable punting. This is a nice screen, and they're going to have another 1st down. I believe it's only their 2nd of the game. So Walton completes his first pass of the half to Walters, and a really nice gain there for Omega. Shut me up, Mr. Broadcaster. Like, oh, they should punt it. Shows you what I know. That's why I'm doing this. So Omega gets it inside Palmetto Prep territory. And other than turnovers, I think this is the first time on an actual drive that they've had it in Minutemen territory. I know the pride of this defense. They want to keep that shutout. So let's see what happens here now as the drive continues for Omega. Walton, quick pass, quickly met for an incompletion over on that far side. Clock continues to move. We've got the running clock here in the second half, well, most of the second half. So we're at the 5.5 mark right now.
Incomplete pass on that play for Omega Prep.
Touchdowns, safeties, a couple of fumble recoveries, a lot of tackles for loss, a lot to be proud of today for Palmetto Prep as they take on a couple JV teams in the next couple of weeks at Brevard. If you are a Minutemen fan and you go to one road game this year, make it that September 3rd. Oh, it's beautiful up in Brevard. I am telling you, ladies and gentlemen, I used to live 45 minutes from there. go there. Go there and thank me later.
Call on the play is a false start against the offense. It'll be a 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
The Myrtle Beach games will be the biggest of the year. And they'll be at Myrtle Beach, Palmetto first on the 17th of September, and then we'll see Myrtle Beach October 22nd. But that is a program that has really done a nice job modeling itself really after Palmetto Prep and then really taking it to the next level. Myrtle Beach, as far as wins and losses, which is certainly not the most important thing at this level, but, you know, it counts for something. The wins and losses have been decidingly in Myrtle Beach's favor against Palmetto Prep the last couple of years. Another sack by Palmetto Prep as those numbers continue to pile up.
Number 97, Byron Jones.
Byron Jones going to get credit. I thought that was the big guy in there. Byron Jones at 6'3", 245. Third down and long, 3.5 to go. As once again, Omega Prep backed up into a 3rd and forever. Third and 18 is what we're going to call it. It'll be a keeper by Walton, and Walton will just gain a few and get out of bounds.
Walton runs on the design quarterback keeper. And scampers out of bounds at the 48-yard line.
So they'll likely go for it. Remember, on that last third down,
15 to go for
they were able to pick up a first down on a nice screen to Carter, I believe, or correction, Walters. But this one's going to be a 4th down and 13 now. So a little more work to do here on this 4th down for the Bulldogs. Last year, Palmetto Prep finished 9-3. They were just 6-6 in 2021. This team certainly got some big wins in them. The pass is complete over on the far side.
And if it was complete, still would be a turnover on downs for Omega Prep.
So Palmetto Prep will take over with 2 minutes left to go. They will run out the clock. Now, because it's post-grad football, folks, remember that these kids are paying money to play. So
at their own 49-yard line.
What I'm saying is don't expect anybody to take a knee here. And it's not showing up the opponent. Both teams, you know, are understanding of what the situation is. You know, you're not going to bomb the ball down the field. We're not going to see DJ Alston throw a 50-yard bomb. It will likely be run plays for Caden Forbes here, but they're going to play it out. These kids need film. Play action, and it looks like it's going to be a keeper, and that's actually Carter Barnes. Carter Barnes bounces off a tackle. We've got a flag down, so Barnes stays on his feet all the way inside the 10-yard line. He collided with the official. I don't think this is going to stand, but a heck of a run nonetheless for Carter Barnes. And we'll check on the penalty. Look at this as he runs right into the official. But there are flags all over. It is yellow on the field like a 1950s dining room. What? 58-0. I'm working on things, ladies and gentlemen. That one didn't work. I'm not going to use it again. I know that. I need reps too, you know. Not just about Carter Barnes getting reps. Chris Sheeman needs reps too. So this one's coming back. No surprise there. But a heck of an effort by Carter Barnes. And, yeah, if you're the coaches, you're not happy that that play doesn't stand. You're not happy about the penalty. But you're also looking to see what you've got.
The 15-yard penalty will be assessed from the spot of the foul.
It's going to be a 15-yard or two, so maybe a chop block. with 1:05 left to go in this one. Palmetto Prep leading at 58-0. We'll be wrapping up fairly quickly here.
The play is a first down and 13 to go for Palmetto Prep from the 46-yard line.
So it's going to be a first down and 13, they say. I'll give you the scoring recap while we wrap things up here. Warburton got the scoring started, 10:46 to go in the opening drive in the first quarter. 2-yard touchdown run made it 7-0. Then at 13:59 in the second, Palmetto Prep got a safety on a punt attempt from Omega to make it 9-0, and now they will take a knee. You don't see this a lot in post-grad football, but Carter Barnes will take a knee. 5:45 to go until halftime. Hathcock with a 5-yard touchdown run. Extra point made it 16-0. A minute and a half later, Warburton with his second touchdown, a 4-yarder, made it 23-0. Minute 59 to go until halftime. Sidney Webb, 52-yard punt return for a score, made it 30-0. In the third quarter, 12:37 to play on the opening drive of the half, Hawkins to Gilbert for 33 yards, made it 37-0. 7:10 to go in the third quarter. It was Hawkins to Branch for 26 yards, 44-0. And then 32 seconds left to go. Warburton's 6-yard touchdown run. He's got a hat trick, 51-0. DJ Alston to Gilbert early on in the fourth for 23 yards, made it 58-0, and that is how we wrap up. The Minutemen get their first win on their first game of 2023. Wes Dorton, we love you, buddy. We're thinking about you. Hang in there, keep fighting, and get back to us as quick as you can. We'll be back with you on September 10th. St. Augustine is in the house, so come on back for that. Once again, your final, Palmetto Prep 58,